With the remnants of Calvin, now a Category 3 hurricane, forecast to reach the islands next week, it's a reminder to be prepared in the event of a storm. And joining us now live to talk about that is Matthew Wells with the American Red Cross Pacific Islands region. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
How can people make sure that they are prepared?
Well, the essentials never change, so it's always a good idea to be Red Cross ready. So that's get a kit, make a plan, and be informed. And so the big thing is getting that kit ready. You probably have something already. I mean, just over time, you've acquired whatever it needs to be. But when was the last time you checked on it? Go through it. Make sure that the water is fresh if you're storing bottled water. Are the basic supplies and necessities that you have in there, if there's old batteries in there, how old? Are they still functioning? It's making sure that you're up to date on everything and having that go bag ready.
Yeah, that is really good to keep in mind. And how about for older adults? How can folks help them make sure they're prepared, and what kind of checklists do they need?
Well, really, it's planning ahead, as all of this is, making sure that if they have certain particular needs, you have those as part of the go bag. Make sure that you're ready. And if you are living near Kupuna who don't have access to, maybe family members are not living with them and they need some help, so get to know your neighbors. Maybe it's a case of going next door and saying, hey, if need be, do you need me to handle X, Y, Z? Right. Just making sure that they have a constant level of communication, because they might be relying on other people a little bit more than everyone else in your family.
Right, and definitely good to extend that helping hand. And what about people's homes? How can they make sure that they are ready, hurricane ready, just potentially?
Well, really, it's a matter of going out into the yard, taking a look at your property, if you have a yard and property, to go out there and make sure that all of the loose items are brought inside. Make sure that nothing's going to get picked up and basically be turned into a flying weapon. It's a terrifying thought to think of, but that lawn chair is nothing. It's very light, but when it gets picked up and thrown at the speed of a 100-mile-an-hour wind, then it becomes something exceptionally dangerous, even deadly. So it's making sure that none of that is around. Also, reinforcing windows and doors are the best way to go about making sure that your property's safe, yeah.
Right, and lastly, of course, our pets, we don't want to forget about them. What should people do to make sure they're prepared?
Make them a part of your kit, your go bag and everything that you have. Your grandma, your auntie, your son and daughter, those aren't the only ones who need their medication. They're not the only ones that need to have the food ready and the blankets and everything like that. So make sure that you set aside a little bit of space for your pets. And especially if you're planning on going to a shelter, if that might be what your need is, make sure that they have a crate that they're comfortable with. Something that gives them a sense of familiarity and home, and you can take that with them and they'll be much safer that way.
Always good to keep in mind, we hope for the best, but prepare for the worst, of course.
Exactly.
Well, Matthew Wells with the American Red Cross Hawaii Pacific region, we really appreciate you coming in and talking with us today.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.